Well, I stayed through the first little shower. I was already wet from sweat anyway. But I thought maybe this one would just be a passing shower. It still might be. And I'm just about ready to finish framing my window in the bearing wall. You can see from here. Oh yeah, you also can see the brackets that I put up and my walkway so that I could cut my rafter tails and put up the purlins on the roof, and I'll work off of that, putting up the sheeting on the roof as well. But if you look carefully through there, you'll notice there's some studs missing. Right in that area there. And you can see the one short one, that's the bottom. Right there, those short ones, that's the bottom plate is sitting on top of there. And now you can't see around the corner, but my jack stud is in place. I'm ready to put my header in. I actually was going to put that window in today. We'll see, weather permitting, of course. I had to pick up my tools and put them in the back of my pickup. That's where I keep them. So, yeah, it's cooling things down. I'm totally soaked now. I probably should just take off my camera belt and apron and ask my wife for a bar of soap and go out and stand under the rain, take a shower. What do you think of them apples? I could stand in this corner right here and get every bit as wet as I do in my shower in the house. Yes, sir. That's the valley coming off the roof. I have to make a block-off plate to go on the gutters where they meet in the corner to disperse that water. It's essentially digging a hole in the front yard. Of course, you come into the shop from here in the carport. Pretty loud in here. Stays pretty dry in here except for where the doorways are. I'm going to be doing doorways before too long. This is my latest piece of equipment. Manual tire machine. Look at the rain gauge. It's been raining now for about 10 minutes. We've already got a quarter of an inch of rain. Yeah. Hope everything's good where y'all are. Bye for now. Out there, I see blue sky. I might get that window put in yet today. Hold on to your hat. Okay. Okay, one of the wedges that we cut off of our rafters will suffice. Let's see if we can get this puppy put in place. Yeah, it's wet, so am I. That's okay, I was wet already. This in so it's flush on the outside. If I was building a house, you'd have a ½ inch spacer in between made out of a piece of plywood. Not building a house, so it's not critical here. Flush there. I think we're good. Maybe a little bit more out here. Here we go. See my gun puffing smoke. I didn't pick it up when it started pouring, so it's wet. It ain't gonna go anywhere, but just for grins, we'll put one up there, maybe one more on the outside going up in. Actually, yeah, that's good. Perfect in every way. Now all I gotta do is cut my bottom piece, 34 inches. And actually, where is it? I already have it. Oh, it's right there. What am I looking at? Right here. Now this one here, I'm making it out of a piece of my rough hewn leftover from my rafters. And you see what I'm doing here. I'm going to make it flush on the outside. It's going to hang over on the inside, and it's going to make it so I'll have an extended window sill inside. My studs didn't move because they're anchored with the hurricane clip, the hurricane strap. So there we have our window opening. Now all I gotta do is cut some strips to go on the outside, slide the window into it, put some strips on the inside. Just so you get an idea what it's going to look like, I got to take the hardware off of here. Oh, this has got the lock on this side. These are tilt-out windows. I got to take that hardware off too. But these will go. This will go right in there like that. I've got a little extra space for shimming, and there we'll have it. A nice window, and just the right height for me to look out. There's window framing 101. And it's starting to sprinkle again. I used a stud that was already here. This one here. And I laid out, my window is 34 inches wide, 34 plus an inch and a half on each side for the jack. That gives you 37, so my header is 37 inches long. And you can see, well, maybe you can't, but I did mark it up there. That's where this stud went. And before I put this one in place, I cut the jack stud and nailed it to it. Nailed my jack stud over there to fit all the way down to the floor. And then I measured from here, the bottom of my header, down 25 inches, which is the height of the window. And then I added an inch and a half for my sill plate, so that made it 26 and a half from the bottom of the header down to the top of where I had to cut my studs at, don't you know. So, and then we put our plate in and we're back to size. That's window framing 101. And you can see better. Now I can look right out the window here. You can see my brackets that I have set up and my planks for working on my roof. These are a couple of the leftovers that I had for my rafters. They're working dandy for planks. And all it is these 2x6s that are the horizontal pieces. They came off of my first rafter, trial rafter. And so I cut the 3 of these out. They're 36 inches long. And I measured down from the top plate down 36 inches down to here. That's a good average number for standing and being able to cut rafter tails at a comfortable height. And then I cut a 2x4 down here to go up and go up underneath of that. And it goes down and it sits down on the plate down here. It's got 1 screw to keep it from sliding there, 1 screw screwed up in there, and then I put a cleat on the other side just for extra added safety. And I did the same thing in here. These are nailed pretty well, but you're depending on nails to hold you, so I added a couple more, another cleat on each one to go underneath that brace. Those are screwed on. Everything is screwed on except for when I put these 2x6s on, because it was a lot easier to try and hold that 2x6 and nail it without having to hold it and try to get a screw started and all that good stuff. These will come off no problem. So my planks are all ready for me to snap lines. I'm not going to do that today. I'm done. I'm soaked. And time for me to pick up. You can see how wet the floor is, and I've already swept out a bunch of it. Yeah, so I'm soaking wet now. Yeah, soaking wet all the way down, all the way to the skin. That's it for today. I gotta go work on a computer for the church. So thank you all for following along, for watching and commenting and subscribing and thumbs up and sharing, all them good things. Till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. And yeah, it's good working under shade trees, but they don't stop the rain from coming down on you. You know what I'm saying? It'll be nice once they get a roof on it. We'll still be working outside, putting the roof on. And then we got to put the siding on. Yeah, we got quite a bit to do. Doors to make and fabricate, finish hanging all these windows now. So somebody asked about why I made this window so high. And isn't it going to be too high for me to look out? Well, here you go. Here's my neck, and I'm standing right in front of it. So, for me, it's perfect height, you know. I can look right out there and have a good view. Also a bad view tells me I got to clean up my mess, which all of that's going to get cleaned up when I put the roof on. We're making it one step at a time. Thanks again. Bye for now. The view from my back window.